Aloha, my beautiful Resilience family. I want to wish you all a happy Sunday. And I felt like I needed to jump into the group and post a little follow-up to a couple of things that I have both posted here and written in terms of blog posts on my website. So, a question came up recently from one of you lovelies. I got a private message about this sense of having a little bit of fear about leaning into the discomfort of an emotion. So I recently wrote a blog post, as many of you know, called But What If It Hurts Too Much? And if you had a chance to read that, you'll know that I recently had a moment at an airport where I was really struggling with the culmination of emotions that came from a variety of different events that have occurred in my life in the past couple of months. And it got so uncomfortable inside of that moment that I honestly couldn't breathe. And I know that a big part of what I teach inside of the resilience protocols, the resilience pillars, if you will, is this idea of unconditional acceptance and learning how to lean into the emotion. And I will tell you that it wasn't easy, that taking the time to lean into the emotion was incredibly uncomfortable. And the question I got was, what if I'm scared to lean in because I'm worried that the emotion will be so strong, that the sadness will be so consuming that I won't find my way out? And to that I can say, I know, or at least can appreciate that concern. I've been there. I really have. When my father passed away a year ago, I had that concern. When I went through my divorce a few years ago, I had that concern. There have definitely been moments in my life where the idea of leaning in was terrifying because I thought, what if I can't work my way out if I lean in? And the truth is that there are times and circumstances in life when to be sad is normal and it's warranted, and it's important to give yourself that time and to give yourself that permission, because the sadness has something to show you. The sadness has something to teach you. There's something incredibly exquisite and divine about that sadness. There's a sweetness to it. And that doesn't mean that you want to live there. It doesn't mean that you want to dwell there. And it certainly doesn't mean that you want to get engulfed in or consumed by depression, if you will. And allowing yourself to feel the emotions fully inside of a situation that is hard is allowed. Yeah. And I think as practitioners of NLP, with all the tools and techniques that we have, or practitioners of Huna, or maybe you do Theta healing or Reiki or whatever your particular favorite modality is, sometimes it can feel like, but I have all of these tools, so I shouldn't be feeling this emotion. And the truth is that the tools are great, and they're meant to help you let go and relinquish the baggage that might be there inside of a difficult situation so that you can move through it with greater ease. And that doesn't mean that you're going to circumvent or avoid the sadness and the grief inside of a situation that warrants it. Now, that said, when you do sit with an emotion, and this is mindfulness-based stuff now, when you do sit with an emotion and you allow it to just be there, and rather than resisting it or pushing against it, you simply say, yes, I say yes to this moment. I say yes to this feeling. I'm going to pay attention to the sensation in my body. I'm going to pay attention to the sensations and the discomfort of all of this. I promise you that the hold or the power you feel that emotion has over you begins to dissipate just by virtue of allowing it to be there. It's really the resistance, it's the pushback, it's your need to try and avoid it that makes the emotion more intense. So I invite those of you who are going through difficult times, difficult things, or perhaps even just a difficult day, to try this on, to just sit with whatever is happening, to find some stillness, to get really quiet, to allow yourself to drop into your body, to begin to pay attention with kindness, with compassion, and simply say to yourself, I say yes to this. I'm okay with this, rather than pushing it away or avoiding it or numbing it or whatever the case may be. So I hope that helps. I can appreciate that there are certain things that are more complex than the simplicity of what I just explained. And I hope that this gives you a little bit of relief. I hope that it gives you something to do to give you a little bit of relief from what might be going on right now. You know that I am always, always here for you. So please, not only feel free to post here so that you can get support from the group, but you are always welcome to send me a personal message if something's coming up for you that you don't feel comfortable sharing with the group. And I am more than happy to make myself available to you to jump on a quick call or to do a quick technique with you to help you through that. Want to remind you all that the Facebook Live is this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We'll go through those resilience pillars, and like I said, I'll have a fun little ebook giveaway for all of you. Continue to have a beautiful rest of your Sunday, and have an amazing rest of the week. Aloha and a hui hou.